Hello, I'm Silla Baron. I'm very sorry because we had a little pause of uh, of the little talk about the uh, language situation in Norway. But now we are back on track, you know. And again, I'm saying my name uh, in uh, in my mother tongue, you know, Norwegian. And I'm gonna say just I'm gonna say the thing that this video is gonna handle about. Is going to be about, yeah. And this video is going to be about uh, uh, I was a little bit clumsy in the last one, in the number two. So that's, I think, that's why one of the reasons I want to make a part 3, because I wasn't that clear. Because I was clumsy, I was stressed. I said I was soon going to be eating. I'm a little bit on a hurry now too, but I think if I can't do it now, I'm never going to do it. So I would just say that Høgnorsk is an unofficial written language in Norway that isn't that very are very rarely in use, and it's the more archaic form of nynorsk. It's older and much more closer to the original nynorsk. And no one learns it in school and like that. It's not like in the institutions and schools and in the society in Norway, you know. It's just like a movement, what we call nynorsk, høgnorsk rørsla. But I'm gonna just say that I'm gonna try to make this ability a little bit short, because I just have to say that I love the Faroe Islands. I'm obsessed with the culture and the language. That's a little bit of, a little off track, but I just have to say it in this video. I just want to. And Høgnorsk, it's a many people that there's almost a war in Norway that is very very scary, kind of cold war when it comes to the language, you know. When and I want to just say that some neutral municipalities, they have what we call a voting of what the different schools, what they gonna have like the main language. So it exists only nynorsk schools in neutral municipality, and only bokmål schools exist both, but it's not like, so like in Karmøy, an island in Western Norway, they had recent voting that they're gonna have either nynorsk or bokmål in the school they were opening, or they just want to know what the people want. And that was bokmål. Bokmål is not nynorsk. If you're gonna say that like black people and like that kind of people that are black and minorities and what we call women, for example. But I think a very oppressed group of people, a very discriminated people in Norway is the nynorsk users and also the høgnorsk users, because I'm actually writing høgnorsk actually. When I write stuff, I write a mixture of høgnorsk, nynorsk, and my own dialect. And I don't have a specific dialect, just to say I have a mixture of a lot of, especially Western Norwegian dialects. But I think it should be like a movement to raise the rights, human rights of a nynorsk user and høgnorsk user, because we are very discriminated, and it stands in the human rights that a language or that you have it stands in the human rights that that all people have right to learn learn and write and speak their own language. Now you can't speak nynorsk, there's no one doing that, but you can. But it's a right to have the right to writing it in school and something like that. That's in the human rights. It's in the human rights of the UN, and it's also a right that they also have a right that the minority language of a country should be represented equally with the majority language in the mass media in the country, like newspapers and all that. But the thing is, nynorsk, the nynorsk is almost no newspapers in nynorsk, even if nynorsk is still used an official writing language. It's not so very commonly used in newspapers for the whole country. It's just one newspaper is called Dagotid is in nynorsk, but this is the only one. So, and that's a thing, that they are stamping of our own human rights, and it stands in the UN, but the Norwegian government is doing nothing about it, and it's extremely it's extremely serious and extremely discriminating, and it's a very need for that people, and that why that nynorsk users have their own like movement, like the same like kind of Me Too or Black Lives Matter, you know. We have like a movement because it's our culture. It's a nynorsk, the writing language of nynorsk is a culture, because it's a specific type of people that are using it, and a specific places in the country are using it. It's Western Norway is almost all nynorsk is. So that's a really rude and very centralizing thinking that Norway has on nynorsk, and it's very serious and very what I call, I don't know, maybe sacrilegious or something like that. Like it's extremely rude and extremely serious and extremely need for attention, and extremely like we want like one party in Norway our political party was posting on Facebook, and this is a little bit funny actually, because they posted "fuck nynorsk," and that's you never heard of, or you never when Mållaget, the Norwegian union, I forgot to talk about that. Mållaget is a union, not a society. I didn't know the English word for it. And by the way, just to say that. But the Mållaget is never saying like. It's never saying like. It's never saying like "fuck bokmål" in the post in TikTok and Facebook. There's only like that people that hate nynorsk. There's a lot of nynorsk users and people that are members of Mållaget that are hating bokmål, but they don't write and make hate comments on the internet because of they do it. They are socially competent people who are members of Mållaget, but in the party of the most right-wing party in Norway that was writing "fuck nynorsk" on and they said "fuck" in Norwegian too. So it was not like I didn't make a translation in that what I said now. They said "fuck nynorsk," and you never see like nynorsk people say "fuck you bokmål users." You never do that. It's just the bokmål users that are oppressing us and oppressing our culture and society, because we are from Western Norway, and it's extremely serious topic I say now, and it's very, and after this is the funny thing, after they posted "fuck nynorsk," even the Mållaget received the biggest membership number in membership for 50 years, like the biggest membership number in 50 years, and no, not 15, 50 years, yeah. And that's because that's like the first time even bokmål users and people that didn't side with Mållaget before did care about us. It's so much over talked about women's rights and Black Lives Matter and minorities that people, almost no one, it's so huge problem, but no one is talking about, no one takes it serious, extremely. That's why I'm talking about this today, because it's so unthinkable that huge problem that doesn't are talked about almost. Yeah, maybe someone is doing that, but it's not much. And I'm also very sick of like most nynorsk, and I know I'm gonna say a little bit different what I said before nynorsk users. This is maybe gonna be a short video about I'm gonna to a hike now. It's gonna be a little vlog later on the day, so I'm gonna make a vlog on this day too, the same day I make this video. But I'm very tired of, it's just when you hear Norwegian, like the stereotypical Norwegian, you hear the Oslo and Bærum dialect, place outside Oslo. This is just the only dialect you heard, like Eastern Norwegian, more bokmål based Norwegian. It's and I think it's very I'm very sickening, because every people on the internet say, or like, rate the most cutest language in the world, and they always take nynorsk on top, because take Norwegian on top, because they think Norwegians talking like, yeah, what is it, like, jeg er fra Norge, snakker litt sånn her, nå skal du se meg her, og det. Like that, what you call, så går du inn i rommet her, og jeg er fra Oslo, og her kommer det rommet, og hyggelig å møte deg. Like this, that people, when people are hearing Norwegian, is that dialect they hear. But that's extremely narrow thinking, that if you think that all Norwegian sounds like that. Because or if you have Western Norwegian, you would thought he was an Icelander if he was from Hardanger or Sogn in Western Norway. It would sound and I'm fucking sick of that Swedes, Icelanders, like think of, when they think of Norwegian language, they think of like that kind of silly Norwegian. I'm fucking sick of it, because when people hear like that dialect, we sound extremely stupid and jovial and extremely dumb and ignorant people. But the more archaic and more traditional, and what I want to call real Norwegian, is the Sogn and Sogn and Hardanger, and maybe a little bit rest of the county of Sogn og Fjordane, plus of course Sogn, is the most Norwegian dialects. Sogn and Hardanger is the regions with the most typical Norwegian dialects, plus the rest of Sogn og Fjordane county also. That is the real Norwegian. Like, jeg fra Sogn og Fjordane, taler litt sånn her. Like, it's going downwards. People say like, oh, it's when Norwegian speak, it sounds like he's speaking backwards, like it's like it's the reversed language, but it isn't, and you can't say that Oslo and Bærum dialect is like the main Norwegian language you hear on the internet is Norwegian, because the capital is there, and that's like the official language. No, we don't have an official way to speak here in Norway. We don't have any. We have a law called Jamvektslov or something. We don't. You can talk whatever fuck you want in school. You can talk your own dialect. You can read in your own dialect in school. You don't have to cope with the writing forms, and we don't have a specific type. We don't have a specific way to speak or pronounce nynorsk or bokmål. You can pronounce it whatever fuck you will. You can talk alien language or Arabic, and you would still would get nice characters. They just are reading. It's just letters. So you can't say that is the real Norwegian. The real Norwegian sounds almost like Faroese and Icelandic. It's like jeg var en kodda, og jeg var her en dag og jobbet så mye at jeg rett og slett måtte legge meg på kodda, og slappe av litt. Stand up how. Jeg fra Sogndal. That's what I think is the real Norwegian. That's that with the diphthongs and yeah, hardness and very Vikingish type of, like they say a lot, hvor gammel er du? Hvor gammel er du? This, how old are you? It's almost the same as when you say in Icelandic. And you say kodau, kodau, kodau. You say to a pillow, and in koda is pillow, not kodau. Is no one says that, but in Icelandic is kodi. Kodi is almost the same. So I'm very sick of, and that was just one example. So a lot of dialects, especially the middle western in dialects of Norway is very Icelandic. You have to listen to like guys like you of course wouldn't, if you are English you wouldn't understand them, but you have to listen to Finn Tukvam. It's a guy from Sogn. It's extremely Vikingish masculine dialect. You have to listen. That's how real Norwegian sounds like. That is the dialect that is most closely to the original Old Norwegian, the spoken and the written language that you just had in Norway for 1,000 years ago, or at least 100 years ago. Old Norwegian was a language that you just had in Norway. You didn't have it in Denmark or Sweden or Iceland or the Faroe Islands or in Gotland. You just have Old Norwegian in Norway. That's because it's called Old Norwegian or not Old Norse or Old Nordic. So that was the content for this day. That was content for this video. I'm gonna make a second video later on this day, I think. So goodbye and have a good day.